You're just because you're ready. You don't have to make fun of me. Just hold on a
What?
second.
Just because you're ready doesn't mean you can make fun of me.
Oh God, I need a drink.
I think that's exactly what that means.
Right?
It's gonna be a stiffy. Whoops. That was a heavy pour. A heavy pour.
I just thank goodness for context.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Press X, the podcast, where it's the week of August the 6th, 2018, and this is episode 27. We took a week off last week because, well, I'm the glue that holds this thing together, and nobody else could make it work. So, we were gone, but we're back, and we've got lots of stuff to talk about.
All the big league teams get a bye week.
They do.
That's right. We just had a bye week. We all needed to summer.
You're right. We took it out to the training field, and we put in lots of hard work. We ran some hills, did some agility training, hit the tackling dummies about 1,000 times, and we're back.
We sportsed pretty hard. We
sportsed excessively
all over the place.
I mean, unlike the pros, we need a bye week probably every 6-7 weeks. But that's besides the point.
Gratuitous podcasting.
I think maybe what's more important is the fact that we've actually got, the band back together for once.
Right.
Once every 19 episodes.
That's basically how often this happens. And the band, as it stands, is myself. I'm Paul. And over to my digital left, that's Trevor.
Heyo.
And to my digital somewhere beneath me, that's Shawn.
Whoa, what? Beneath you?
Hey, take it however you want.
I feel lightly insulted, but I know that you can do better, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, he's taking it all right.
Man, I've heard some of the shit you guys say about me when I'm not here, so I know that one was that was a light-hearted bar. I can take that.
Well, those are tests. We like to make sure that you're listening when you're not around. So we like to, name drop to make sure that you're staying on top of the pods. That you're not just downloading, you're downloading and listening.
I listen every week faithfully, even if I'm not on the episode.
Of course you do. Of course you do. So it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks, and it's been goddamn hot. Did either of you stay inside to play games at all?
I took games with me.
Okay.
I went last weekend. I actually went to a music festival. So on the long journey there, now that I got to do the ferry and all that sort of shit, I brought the Switch and I played Octopath Traveler, and holy shit, do I love it!
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I'm not far enough in to be really saying that I can dissect every piece of it. But I've got 3 characters in, and I'm just seeing how the job systems are going to work and how everybody works in conjunction. And I don't know. I mean, it's really for me harkening back to when I first started playing RPGs and exactly why I fell in love with them. So that nostalgia tug that it has is pretty much got its hold on me. So I'll be seeing that one through to the very, very end.
Without spoiling anything, you come to a point, right after you get all the characters, you get the whole band together, that things twist, and it gets much more interesting.
I can't wait.
Much more interesting. So look forward to that.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I knew... it's fun. The funny thing is I played the demo, and I was like, yeah, I think it's going to be good, but I didn't get fully sucked in. And then... for whatever reason, I don't know what was different about then and now. I mean, maybe it was just my mindset. Who knows? Within the first half hour to hour of playing it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play all of this because it's really, really good. So I look forward to diving into more, but that's literally it. I've been outside. It's too hot to game.
If there's one thing that I take umbrance with for Octopath, now that I've played a lot more of it, it's that I don't think the music is that good.
Yeah,
a little depressing.
I mean, for me, I find that I mean, you guys are still doing reviews here and there and stuff. For me, if I'm going to take music or sound into account for a review, I need to notice it. And when I don't notice it, when it doesn't stand out for me, it becomes a non-event, which is kind of, I think, what's going on with this one. Like, I'm not even noticing it.
Yeah, I feel like for me, when I'm reviewing a game, sound never amounts to never really factors into more than 5 or 10% of the review, and even that seems high. Like, it's kind of one of those things where, oh yeah, like when I reviewed Madden, boy, did I even mention the soundtrack? I don't even know if I mentioned it, but if I did, there would have been like, hey, there's a new soundtrack, it's pretty rad. Anyway, there's the other normal grunts and tackling noises you hear, and but otherwise, yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's almost a non-factor. It really is.
Well, we are gonna be touching on the Madden soundtrack. It looks like at some point.
Oh yes, we will.
Yes. Oh yes, we will. Mm-hmm.
We will.
Do you just want to jump in and talk about Madden right now, Trev?
Yeah, considering I just reviewed it. I mean, it's Madden. It didn't make the significant jumps that it made. I felt, and it's funny, the YouTubers, man, they love to yell at you, and they love to point out when they feel that you are really wrong. Anyway, Madden 18, I felt, made a big leap. To me, it felt fresh. It had a new single player mode. It was running off a new engine. Yes, the core traditional Madden was back, but to me, it felt fresh. This time around, I don't sense that same freshness. EA is back to making like more of the incremental changes, tweaking this, tweaking that, improving this, improving that, and I think largely it succeeds. I mean, it's kind of Madden's. I think it's gotten to the point where everybody kind of knows what to expect year after year. They're not going to mess with that formula. So, and they didn't this year. And I mean, I played all 4 of their sports games in the last couple weeks, and the same applies for pretty much all their franchises, with the exception of NBA Live. I feel that game's made quite a jump this year. I mean, they're not going to take out 2K. 2K's still the champ, but NBA Live 18 is for reals.
But aren't people souring on 2K though? I've heard
Yeah, I feel like they are. Absolutely. Judging again from like the YouTuber comments, it feels like people are souring on 2K a little bit.
People aren't down with the 2K virtual currency. They just hate it. And it's been pretty egregious in the last couple of years for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I used to be a big NHL guy. I've never really been big on many of the other games. I did play NBA for a good number of years. But I mean, all the sports games, I mean, this is EA's bread and butter. Like, they all just lost me because I just got sick and tired of buying the same game year after year. I mean, I haven't invested into a sports game from EA in like 8 years. I just, you got to wonder at what point. I mean, I guess people buy them year after year. I mean, FIFA's never going to slow down, I don't think. I mean, who knows? But it just feels it's just like you guys regurgitate a game year after year and people fucking buy it. And I can't part with my cash that easily. I don't get it.
Yeah, I stepped away from NHL for quite a few years. So jumping back into it a couple weeks ago, I was blown away. And I mean, a lot of the people that are commenting, they're like, wow, it looks the same as fucking last year. Like, are you on drugs? I'm like, yeah, but from a perspective of a guy that's hasn't played NHL hardcore since probably about 2009, or whenever the fuck they introduced the twin stick mechanics, whenever they changed the mechanics for shooting, is when the last time I played it hardcore. So for me, somebody that stepped away and is picking it up for the first time, it felt great. And I was able to score, and the games were entertaining. And yeah, so to me, I was like, wow, this is really awesome, and it looks fantastic. So,
what was great? What was great? Blades of Steel was great.
No doubt.
There's too many buttons. There's too many buttons now.
For me, rules. You're just getting old, Shawn.
Oh God, it's true.
The running theme on this podcast is that you're old as fuck.
I'd argue with you, but you're not wrong.
He's with me now. We're on the wrong side of 40.
Oh my God, that's a thing?
Wrong side of 40.
Oh man. As long I I heard you're not on the wrong side of anything as long as your business still stands up straight when you need it to. So
Hey-o.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
It's funny. I really felt it this weekend. I was painting all weekend. And, when I'm in my early 30s, you paint all weekend, you feel great. On Monday morning, you're ready to go to work and no problem. But holy cow, painting all weekend, I feel it. Like every bone in my body is sore. Like I'm just like, oh, fuck. I felt like I ran a marathon and I was just painting. So, yeah.
See, you need to get to where I am, where I'm just lazy and I hire people to do everything that I don't want to do.
I know. About halfway through, I was kind of wishing I had just spent the money and paid a contractor.
We did stuff like that, like even with paint in the house, like something that we're completely capable of doing. This is at our townhouse. Like, yeah, we can do it. But the time that it's going to take for us to do it, I'd rather pay somebody who's going to get it done in a weekend versus me doing it over the course of like 3 weeks, and they'll probably do a better job than me anyways. It seems like money well spent.
Yeah, no, it was pretty much my entire weekend was painting. It was all I was doing. But
that sounds awful.
It looks good. It looks good.
That's good.
Looks good. I saved about $800, so woohoo.
By switching to Geico?
What's that?
I said by switching to Geico?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you really deserve that drink you've got right now, Trevor.
I do. I really
do. The Stiffy he poured.
Wait, but before we get on to your games, can we talk about the Call of Duty? Did you guys play the Call of Duty beta?
I'd rather poke my eyes out.
A little bit.
Yeah, I really feel like they've mailed it in. Like, it's funny because I haven't felt that way in a while. But man, the beta was I was just unimpressed. Just really unimpressed. I feel like they're pouring all their resources into Battle Royale mode. And this beta, the multiplayer, is such an afterthought. You literally get nothing new. What is it that was in this beta that was fresh and new? I felt nothing.
I think they were kind of trying to go for the back to basics approach to get back to, the Black Ops games that people loved, several years ago. But I don't think they've really hit that. And yeah, you're right. It really feels like they, stumbled into the Battle Royale scene and then just stopped what they were doing with multiplayer. They're like, it's good enough. It works. Let's try to make Battle Royale work. And I don't think they're going to get there. It seems really late for them to start talking about Battle Royale, and it looks pretty sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll know next month because apparently the Battle Royale beta is supposed to come out next month. And I have high hopes because I have a feeling they're pouring a fuckload of money into it. But yeah, the regular base multiplayer game, just not impressed.
No.
Like, it's just nothing new here at all.
Well, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back from the games that have all the mobility stuff. You can't take away jump jets. You can't take away wall running and not have it feel like it's a step back. I think they really painted themselves into a corner there.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
They gotta do it real well if they want to make that Fortnite money. Let's be serious.
And I think they will. It feels like there's a lot of hype for the Battle Royale, but it also feels like a lot of people this weekend in particular with the beta are down on the beta. Like a lot of the what I'm reading on the Twitters and all over the place, that people are not happy with the beta.
That's too bad. I mean, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. I mean, I know that I find for me it's just like when I look at those games, I wonder how the core's going to react because they're the only people that really care. You know what I mean? And so someone who plays it year after year is not seeing anything coming to the table that excites them, that spells trouble, right?
Yeah, I just have this feeling, and my gut feeling is that they're going all in with Battle Royale, and that's where the resources are going. They're ditching single player. They're mailing in. You're going to get your 10 basic multiplayer maps with the same fucking modes you've played year after year. But then they're going to pour everything into Battle Royale. Like, that is going to be the bread and butter. So all I can say is it better be a fucking grand slam.
Yeah, it sure better be. Or, they won't run into trouble this year, but next year they could be seriously under the gun and this could be the death knell of Call of Duty if Battle Royale isn't the best thing ever.
Yeah. Weren't they already there? Let's be serious. What was the space one that everybody fucking hated and blah blah blah?
Ghost.
They've been there before. I mean, it's a power franchise that honestly, sometimes we forget that 90%, 95%, I mean, who knows? Most people who play these games don't go on the internet and bitch about them. You know what I mean? That's actually a pretty small pocket of the sheer numbers of sales that they get. They still sell millions. It just doesn't matter. That name attached to it is like, it's fucking back up the money truck.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean for them, it's like, a bad year is still billions in sales, it seems. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly right.
I do think, though, that it's a really, really bad idea for them to drop the campaign, because those people that don't go on the internet are going to pick this up and go, where's the campaign? They took out the campaign. I'm never buying this piece of shit again. And they'll never look up on the internet to see if they bring it back or not.
100% right. 100% right. And I mean, this is coming from someone who admittedly, that's not my bag. And if I've played a franchise for years and years and years and known that I got an 8-hour campaign or a 10-hour campaign out of it and I have enjoyed myself, I'm really fucking angry. I'm really angry. I've given you my money over 10 games, and now you suddenly decide that I don't matter as a customer.
Mm-hmm.
They should be pissed. I fully believe that that's the wrong decision. Or I mean, maybe it's the right decision for their pocketbooks, but it's the wrong decision for their customer base.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what it really boils down to is making those single player campaigns. It's expensive. Like the production, the mocap, hiring, the Kevin Spaceys. I think that it's expensive to create these single players. So I think, again, it's kind of what I touched on earlier. I think it's resources. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to put all you bastards on Battle Royale. Make it fucking happen. Make it Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that Fortnite cash.
Let's make that Fortnite money.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I think they're underestimating how many people play the campaign and enjoy it because it's a summer blockbuster in game form. And you just want to blow some stuff up and see some scripted things.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it pretty much on that one.
Before I talk about my stuff, I just want to touch back on the sports thing. The only one of the EA games I really play religiously is FIFA, but I think they do a better job with that one than the other games of freshening it every year. I can't recall a year when they didn't have some drastic systems mechanical change that actually changed the way you play the game.
And isn't, though, if you were to break down all their sports franchises, isn't FIFA the biggest?
It has
sales,
to be.
Yes,
it has to be.
There you go. Right. So that, because exactly. FIFA's big here, in North America, in our market. I can only imagine what it does overseas, where they don't care about the NHL, the NBA, the NFL, right? Or at least not as much. So I mean, it makes sense that that's where they're going to put their dollars in terms of investing in solid background work every year.
FIFA 19 getting Premier League this year is a big deal. Like that, they are gushing over the fact that they got the rights to the Premier League. So,
and why did Champions League?
And why did they spend more time talking about a mobile game at their E3 conference than talking about that?
Well, I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah. That's an EA thing. But yeah, having played 19 at E3, it's a big change this year. The way the ball reacts to players is completely different.
Yeah, the passing
much more
for
realistic.
Sure. Yeah, passing. I noticed it with the passing mechanics for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you can kind of flick the ball with the back of your leg to your to another teammate. I noticed it there big time.
Yeah, and the thing that I've been playing for the last few weeks but haven't been able to talk about it until right now is Dead Cells, which is finally coming out of early access and into the world of 1.0. And
everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's really, really good, especially on the Switch, which is where I've been playing it.
Yeah, I managed to get a copy from work, but I got it on the PS4, and I think I was already chatting with you about it earlier. I think I'm just going to go and buy it on Switch. I think I need to play it on Switch. That's where it belongs for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I mean, it's at the end of the day, it is a roguelike kind of game with some kind of soulsy combat and some pixel art, which sounds really, really generic, especially here in the midst of 2018.
Right, that sounds like 500 other games that
oh my god, right?
you've played in the last 5 years.
Yeah, and when I was writing the review, that's what I was thinking. Like, there are thousands of these games, but the thing is, this one does almost everything better than any other iteration or version of this genre.
You know, I often wonder, okay, like, you know, good game aside, you know, they had they had some decent marketing and stuff like that, and people got behind them. I often wonder how many really good games that just don't have the money behind them, or they don't have the smarts to get good promotion or whatever under their belt. I wonder how many good games that maybe fall into that genre that we just miss because of just a lack of knowing about it in the first place.
There's probably a good number, but I don't think that's what works in Dead Cell's favor.
Well, no, I mean, if it's a good game, it's a good game. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. One interesting thing I actually read about the developer is that they don't have bosses. There's no such concept as a boss at Motion Twin. Every employee gets paid exactly the same. So It's kind of like free creativity, and everybody is on the same level, so no ideas go under the radar. Everything is considered, and it's resulted in a pretty fantastic game here.
Well, you know, I think that I remember when that news kind of popped on Twitter, and that in itself was good marketing for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people, you know, I mean, but what a respectful way to do things. I mean, it's kind of refreshing to see a studio embrace everybody, and rather, like you say, you have that guy at the top that's making all the cash, you know, the grunts at the bottom, they share the wealth. They're like, look, it takes all of us to actually make this happen, so, you know, we all benefit as a team. I think that's awesome. I love that idea.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, mechanically, you probably already know whether this game is for you or not, whether you like a roguelike structure or not. But the moment-to-moment loop is so fluid, and it's really challenging, but it feels so good when you get it right. You know, you pull off a perfectly timed dodge roll, and you shoot 3 arrows into the back of some zombie, and then your broadsword comes out and you destroy some other dude. It feels really, really good to play, and it really gets me with that just one more run mentality, because you will run into something that you're not prepared for, either because you didn't get the right drops on this run, or it's an enemy you just haven't seen before, but you really, really want to go back and correct your wrongs immediately. So this is the kind of game that you're going to end up playing until 3 a.m. Thinking that it's 10:30.
But it's not unfairly difficult, which is always such a difficult thing to achieve, I find, with games. Is like,
yeah,
you know, there's so few games that get it right. It sounds like that Dead Cells pretty much nails it, because there's so many games where it's just like, yeah, it's hard, but it's punishing in a way that's unfair, and you go like, look, no matter how many times I do this, I'm going to get my ass kicked, or it's luck of the draw. Yep. When it's perfectly skill-based, you know, Cuphead. Like where... See, but even Cuphead is skill-based. Cuphead is just learning.
It is.
It's like, actually, it's funny. Skylar's really been into that. My 10-year-old, he's been absolutely loving Cuphead. And the thing that I like about games like that, I mean, traditionally, Skylar has been like, it's hard, I don't want to play it anymore. And he just gives up. And for whatever reason, this game's pulled him in. And so I'm sitting down there with him the other day, and I'm doing something else. I'm not really paying too much attention. But he was on a boss that he hadn't beat before, and he got the perfect run, and he's, you know, dodging when he needs to, and just seeing the excitement and the way his eyes lit up when he beat it, and he like, yes! that feeling though, like, I mean, I don't get that anymore. I wish I did, but like, he put the controller down on the coffee table, and he's like jumping and cheering and screaming, yeah, like that's awesome. Like those types of rewarding feelings are what, I mean, I used to play games for.
Oh shit!
Now I suck at all. I suck at them all.
Fuck this game. I'm gonna go have a snack.
Well, see, maybe that's my problem. It's fuck this game. I'm gonna go have a beer, and then I come back to it later, but I'm like 10 beer deep. Definitely not going to be any good anymore.
Yeah, well, depends on the game. Depends on the game. Sometimes a few beers will go a long way.
Actually, that's true.
I'm looking at you, Rock Band.
Oh, fuck yeah. I had to be a few beers deep if you ever wanted me to go to vocals. Guitar I could handle, bass I could handle. Drums I needed a couple beer to kind of settle into my groove. Singing, it's like, I gotta be drunk. I gotta be so drunk.
So what's your go-to song? What do you love to belt?
Oh my God, you're asking me to go back. I mean, you're talking to a guy who downloaded literally every piece of DLC. Like, I was painfully addicted to that game. Jesus, I don't know. I feel so ashamed to admit this because I liked, they had a couple of All-American Rejects tracks that I like to do. My emo is showing. Yeah, All-American Rejects. I believe they did, I'm pretty sure they had Blondie's Call Me, and I like that one too.
Oh, yeah, I could hear that one coming out of you.
Yeah, yeah, you could.
From the depths.
Well, I mean, I always like to sing in character if possible. If possible, if I had the costuming around, I'd dress up too. So Shawn as Blondie is a sight that everybody needs to see at least once in their life.
Please forward me images of this happening.
Yeah, right. What's that? Is that the sound of hell freezing over?
Yeah.
Suddenly got a lot colder in here. Never gonna happen, Paul.
Oh, well, I had to try. The other thing I did this week, or in the past couple of weeks, was go see Mission Impossible Fallout.
Ooh,
nice.
I want to see that.
It's fucking awesome. It's so good. It's probably the best in the series. Probably the best. I mean, Ghost Protocol is fantastic, but this might be better. There are some ridiculous sequences, and it's all practical effects. It's all analog filmmaking, and you know full well that Tom Cruise is completely insane, and it works so well.
There was a scene he hurt himself. Like, I remember it being in the news and stuff. One like where he was jumping across from one building to another or whatever, and he fell short on the jump because he's stubborn, like you say, and he does all his own shit. And they had to shut down. They had to shut down filming for like a month or something while he recovered.
Oh, Jesus.
That doesn't
he banged
surprise
his
me.
knee up and shit. Yeah, he's ballsy.
Well, I know he did the skydiving scene 50 times to get it right. Like he did it over and over and over again.
What about that shit when he was hanging off the Burj Dubai?
Yeah.
Like what? Motherfucker, no. No. I mean, kudos to him, man. That's cool. I don't think I'd have that kind of stones.
Hell no. If I had my stunt double, yeah, get in there, son. I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, they still got Ving Rhames in it, and Henry Cavill's in it, and is actually really good. He's sporting an epic mustache, and at one point in like a fight, he sort of like reloads his arms like they're guns, which is pretty cool.
I saw that shit in the trailer. The reloading of the guns. That's exactly what I thought.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That whole scene is amazing. So good. I kind of want to see it again now that I'm talking about it.
Well, it's funny, like that. Honestly, like that. You're like, I know this is your job, so I'm sorry that I'm doing this, but that kind of segues into the fact that he wants to play Geralt in the Netflix Witcher series.
That was going to be my segue. Well done. You're learning.
I beat you to it.
But yeah.
Oh, wait, but before we move on, though, did your wife see it, and did she enjoy it?
Yes, and very much yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to use that as a selling point to, when I try and convince my wife to go see it with me. I'm going to use that.
Well, I mean, Henry's a strapping lad. He's a good-looking dude.
See, that's how I have to lure my wife into movies. That's how I have to lure my wife. It has nothing to do with plot. It's just like, but there's this hot guy in it that you like. She's like, all right, I'll go watch it. Actually, last night we sat through fucking... Skylar wanted to watch it, and I knew right away that I didn't want to watch it. But Skylar did, so we watched Rampage, and what a piece of shit.
You can't be surprised.
Oh, no, I knew. And like for me, I'm going like, this is so cheesy. And like, what a loose concept. We're going to call it Rampage because there was a game about monsters that took down buildings. That's just like, like it could not be any more of a loose thread. Apart from, was it the Battleship movie, which was a joke. But the only saving grace for that movie was, for Karen was, well, The Rock's in it and he's charismatic as fuck. And I'm like, you mean he makes you moist? Like, let's be serious here. He's got a charismatic smile. I'm like, no, he looks like he's bursting out of every shirt that he wears. Stop lying to me. Moral of the story, Rampage is a shit movie and even The Rock doesn't save it. It's so bad.
The problem with that movie is that it's diametrically opposed to what the Mission Impossible movies do. There's not a single real thing in Rampage other than the actors. Everything else is green screened and CG'd in, and it looks like shit. It's not going to hold up in 6 months. It doesn't hold up today. In 10 years, people are going to look back on this whole CG movie making, thing that's going on, and it's really going to look bad. But movies like Mission Impossible are going to hold up perfectly well, and they are still going to be amazing 30, 40 years down the road.
Well, hey, I mean, Star Wars Episode 4, made in 1977. As far as I'm concerned, that shit still holds up.
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does.
But that basically is exactly employing the concepts that you're saying. We're relying on a bunch of stuff that as technology increases is going to look cheesier and cheesier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had heard or read or watched somewhere that Steven Spielberg on Ready Player One basically just spent 2 days on set. And the rest of the time, it was like his CG, his like warehouse full of CG animators went to town, right? But he actually only spent 2 days on set with actors.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Really?
If you watch that movie, you can tell the scenes that were directed by Spielberg and what was done in the CG house with nobody else around, and they just did whatever they wanted. Because the Spielberg stuff, it's kind of engaging. And then everything else just kind of sucks.
I feel like I should hate myself for liking it, because I didn't mind the book. I know that, like, I fully accept how cheesy it is that it relies far, far too much on the pop cultural references. Like, it's even, especially in the book, it's pretty relentless. And then with the movie, it's like you can't stop yourself from looking around in almost every scene for the latest pop culture icon. Like, oh, there's that and there's that. It's like you're pointing out little things, right? Like little Easter eggs here and there. It was too much, but I still, even though like the plot's pretty much paper thin, I still really liked it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it, but I had a fun time with it.
So do you guys think Henry Cavill could play Geralt? Would he be a good Geralt?
He's not kind of who I had in mind.
I don't picture it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's not who I think of right away. First of all, and they're like a 30-year difference, right off the hop. Like,
and that's just it. Like, I feel, trying to come up with somebody off the top of my head, yeah, okay. I might not, I don't know. It just, but I feel like
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen's actually not necessarily a bad pick.
Yeah, he's kind of who I would have in mind for that.
I feel like you need somebody a little more grizzled. You know what I mean? Like a little bit, like, yeah, they can do it with makeup, but just someone who's got that a bit more of a weathered face. Somebody
who's that dude who plays Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones?
Oh shit!
Right.
Yeah. I know you. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah, that would be a good pick actually.
That's actually that is a really, really solid pick. I really like that.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Because he's got to be free now. They're done shooting Game of Thrones. There's
right.
no more.
Oh my god, just give me the last season for our fuck's sake.
I know, we're waiting forever. Fuck.
Okay, wait, did you guys like season 7? I kind of hated it.
I didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It kind of
hate
sucks.
it.
I didn't hate it. I don't. It wasn't
frustrated
necessarily
me.
my favorite season. Yeah, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Although I have been finding that like I struggle more and more to like certain characters sometimes, and then I also struggle with like, and I guess it's like you're supposed to in a sense, but struggle with the balance of like, do I like this character? Do I hate this character? You know, I don't know. It's really weird. Like I'm kind of done with Daenerys. I kind of can't stand her.
She's kind of not a good actress.
She was okay in Han Solo. In Solo.
Was she?
Yeah,
or did she just look? Did she just look
Did you
good?
guys see Solo? I didn't see Solo.
You know what? Hey, fuck you for thinking that I can't think with anything but my dick. But you're probably right. She was pretty cute in that movie.
I mean, looking good's half the battle, and in some cases, it's more than half the battle.
Yeah, and then like I can't remember the fire witch bitch. I don't like her. God, I wish she would go away. Fire witch bitch. That's for the night is dark and full of terrors. Whatever her name is, I don't like her either.
Speaking of terrors from the dark, Tekken 7 is adding Negan from The Walking Dead in very questionable. I don't know. It's happening though.
Why? Like, who wanted this? Like, I could see this in Mortal Kombat. He seems more fitting for Mortal Kombat than he does
Sure.
Tekken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him and Lucille. Hey,
and
I can't even do his voice.
And that's maybe where he doesn't like. I think you might be onto something. Like that character doesn't fit the Tekken universe.
Not
in a
really.
sense, right?
Like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna stand, and face off against Heihachi? Like, it's wrong.
You know
What's
what else
wrong?
is? You know what else is frustrating? And like I'm looping back to Rampage here. The dude who plays Negan is in Rampage, and in the first few scenes he's in the movie, he is exactly like Negan. Like he did he talked in the same manner, and he did that lean back. You know how like Negan like kind of leans at like that quarter lean stance, like he's leaning away from you while he's talking shit, and like everything about his mannerism that makes you hate him is what he was doing. And I'm just like, if he continues this shit, I'm turning the movie off. I can't do it. Because I mean, I feel like I'm kind of done with The Walking Dead. It just, last season it lost me, and I only got about halfway. I got about halfway, and I'm just like, I don't think I like it anymore. I think I'm finally hit the wall on it, but a lot of it had to do with me just being tired of Negan. Like, it just seemed like they were going in a loop with a character that I hated. And it just, the loop was not ending.
It's been 3 seasons of them, and I'm with you. I'm tired of them, and they're just dragging that fucking series out. Yeah, it's awful. I'm with you.
That and Andrew Lincoln is leaving.
Yeah, even he doesn't care anymore.
Like you're losing your anchor at that point, right? I mean, you're losing your anchor at that point for sure. So I mean, I think they're on borrowed time.
I really hope they wrap it up in the next, maybe not next season, but like the season after. Like, just give us 2 more seasons and wrap it up. Like,
for me, I hope that they just. What I hope is that they bring it up, and like whatever season is their last, they kind of restore some of the lost luster in a sense and make it worth watching. As because a lot of us have watched it religiously for years. So to just walk away from it after investing 6 years or 7 years of watching this show and go, it sucks, so now I'm walking away, it kind of stinks. You want to see it come to a resolution. You want to see something happen, right? And I'll jump back on if they do it right.
Yeah.
They're just such big fans of the Deus Ex Machina. Just things look so dark. It's so bad for the first 9 out of 10 episodes. And then in episode 10, Daryl's suddenly back and he saves the day. Or, some random thing happens and it saves the day. But it doesn't really save the day because it's just going to happen again in episode 1 of the next season. It's bad.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Bad storytelling.
You've basically just explained the loop that they've done over and over, and I think that's why people are tired of it.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
I'm bored with that, right? And so, yeah, really what this all boils down to is Negan sucks, and I don't understand why they're putting him in Tekken.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think I agree with you though, Paul, like, or whoever had said it, that you throw him in Mortal Kombat and I kind of would be into it.
Yeah.
I'd be into it in Mortal Kombat. Like the damage he could do with Lucille on a fatality, like, yeah. Yes.
Well, maybe that'll still happen. Who knows? Maybe Negan will just end up in every fighting franchise. Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive. Can't wait to see Negan's boob physics.
I was gonna say he doesn't have big enough tits for DOA.
You know what sounds like it will not get boring potentially is Anthem, because NPCs will fight one another and litter the world with loot.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
That's very cool. I mean, I'm starting to like more and more of what I'm hearing about Anthem. You know, I mean, it's still, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I know that you guys saw a little bit more of it probably than I did at E3, but to me, it's still largely a mystery. I still don't know a lot of how that world works, but all these little tidbits of information that pop out, and also following along with Mark Dara at BioWare on Twitter. He answers people's questions, usually very curtly, like with one-word answers, but he's still forthcoming with information. I just find like every little tidbit more that I'm hearing, the more and more interested I am in this game.
Trev, did we get to play Anthem at E3?
Oh, come on now. Like, you know this upsets me. I feel like
I've heard this story before, but I know Trevor gets really riled up, so let's let him go.
Here. No, boys, we can't play it. You won't be able to play it, but here, you can get in that fucking lineup over there. It's about a half a block long, but yeah, just get in that lineup, and you can watch the 20-minute demo. You won't be able to play it, but you can watch. And that's just as fun, right?
Oh, totally the same thing.
Right?
Totally the same thing.
No, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it looks like it'd be fun to play. But yeah, I mean, I'm still curbing my enthusiasm. We'll see. I need to see more.
Yeah, me too. But I think if stuff is legitimately happening outside of, your cone of vision, and, you can stumble across things in a more organic way than they happen in something like a Destiny, I think that's a good thing. And speaks to BioWare's commitment to making this a persistent thing that you're going to want to keep playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's so many games that are trying to do it. Obviously Anthem isn't the first one to try, but it seems like all the games that are trying, people, I mean, granted, I believe that we're in a generation right now where people can be a little bit overcritical of things, expecting like absolute perfection.
Read the comments in my Madden review on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
God.
But you look at something like Destiny, for example, right? Like with Destiny 2, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the time that I spent with it. There are people that are a lot more hardcore than I that are still going on it and everything else. But like the attitude, Destiny is shit, and Destiny, you're fucked up and blah, 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 blah. Millions of people are still playing it, and they play it day in and day out. Like, maybe it's not as bad, it's just not for you, and that's cool. Like, that's okay. It just, I don't know. I kind of just hope that it bucks the trend and people are actually pleased for once, rather than, having a bunch of things to go back and bitch about. Because I do think that, when you look at the fact that they're learning from games before them, and obviously BioWare does not want to have, another situation of, they Mass Effected it this time around, They want to do it right, and they're listening to players, and they're really taking a lot of stuff, into consideration. So I just want to see it succeed, but do well, right?
No, I'm with you. I don't think anybody would argue with you on that one. I mean, I think everybody wants it to be like this really wonderful experience. So, and yeah, I feel like we're due for a gem from BioWare. I really do.
Hope so.
It sounds like there's going to be some additional open world competition cropping up, because Playground Games is scooping up a whole bunch of talent with team members who have been at Ninja Theory, Rocksteady, BioWare, Motive, and Guerrilla.
So basically like a bunch of studios that already make really fucking kick-ass games.
Correct.
Didn't we, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't we talk about this like months ago, where Playground was rumored to be making the next Fable game?
Yeah,
Fable.
right.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, you take some of the, like, let's just look at the games. I mean, you look at the studios and look at the games behind each, from each studio. Ninja Theory, Rocksteady, BioWare, Motive, Guerrilla. That's not a slacky resume. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
That's a resume of some serious talent.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, this probably ties into the fact that Microsoft is dropping money on their studios finally and going, all right, let's do it right. We're tired of kind of coming up second place, third place. We're tired of having people bitch at us that we're not investing in first party. So let's make sure that we do it right.
I, for one, desperately hope that they are not making a Fable game.
I'm with you.
I don't want a Fable reboot. I want them to go completely nuts and make something wild and crazy that we've never seen before. New IP.
Now, I like the cut of your jib. I like where you're going with that.
To be fair,
I agree.
To be fair, I love Fable 2 actually is probably like one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I love the Fable series, but I 100% agree with you because I just feel like we're so reliant on sequels and reboots in this industry. And when fresh ideas pop up, like, look how good they can do. I mean, going to Guerrilla and Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's go with a fresh IP. I get it. It's risky and everything else. But for fuck's sake, just regurgitating things that we've already seen before, I'm tired. I'm kind of getting bored with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I don't need them to barf out another Fable game.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that I wouldn't enjoy another Fable game.
Oh, sure.
But,
I'm sure it would be very good.
Yeah, but I agree. I'd love to see something crazy and off the wall.
Mm-hmm. Let's pick one more news story, and I think this one is one we have to do, which is that an analyst from the NPD says that the gaming industry should fire its toxic customers.
Now, what does that mean, Paul? Like, what does he mean, fire toxic customers? Like, what does that mean?
He means that the people who are on the internet griefing about everything and just generally being dicks on the internet should not be allowed to play games.
Because that's accomplishable.
Yeah,
right, like
that sounds reasonable,
high
right?
in the sky.
Well, I mean,
There'd be nobody left to play the game.
No, but it's just like, I just like looking at the headline here, and it's like, NPD analyst thinks gaming is better off without trolls. To which I would answer, no shit. Like, duh. This is like one of the most obvious statements I've ever heard. But in the same respect, you tell me how you're going to action that.
Yeah,
like I'd love to hear the story.
He's referencing like how Rainbow Six Siege banned a guy for for dropping an N-bomb in a game, and so they just punted him. Which, yeah, good. That's awesome. That's good. But I mean, that doesn't take care of sort of the larger problem that there's these massive toxic communities that, how do you enforce that kind of thing? Sure, you get rid of the racist bastard, but...
Sure, if it's an online-based game or whatever else, you can boot them from your servers or whatever. But there's
for
people...
bitching?
Well, yeah, but the thing is there's people who have toxic attitudes about games that are single-player based, for example, and they bitch on Twitter or they make a video on YouTube or blah, 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 blah. How are you going to stop these people from basically just being human garbage? You're not going to fix that problem.
No, they're not being racist. They're not they're not saying anything derogatory. They're just being negative, toxic assholes.
Even the ones who do say racist bullshit, I mean, like I say, multiplayer, you can boot them from the game or you can boot them from the server or give them like a ban or whatever. But that's not going to stop them from hitting every other platform still being a dick.
No.
Right? No. Like you look at this guy, like, he's like, fuck you guys, I just got banned for dropping an M-bomb in chat, bitching on Twitter. And then the guy who's like, guess I'm not playing that game anymore. And it's just like, yeah, the general response is, well, good. Like, we don't fucking need you. But they still had a platform to go out there and make that statement to begin with. They still use Twitter. This isn't an Alex Jones situation where he got kicked off of everything today or yesterday, which is fucking fantastic. Which is a whole other tangent, but yeah, like how do you fire your customers? Great idea, not actionable at all.
But is it really a good idea? Like, I feel like a policy such as this kind of sets the groundwork for somebody to be the thought police and decide who deserves and doesn't deserve to have access to something.
If
and
you're
that's
racist,
a slippery slope.
You're a racist,
of course,
you don't deserve a platform.
Of course.
A griefer,
that's still a slippery slope.
See, I would agree with you on certain aspects. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't view it as a slippery slope. I view it maybe a little bit more cut and dry, I guess. In that, like, look, if you're griefing and you're just bitching and being a shitty human because you have the ability to bitch, you know what? Like, you have every right to just complain. I don't like this mechanic. I don't like this. I don't like that. But the second... Exactly. But the second you take it on a tangent where you're going to call in somebody's sexuality, you call somebody a fag, guess what? That's not okay. You drop an N-bomb on somebody, you know, that's not okay. That sort of stuff, I don't think that's a slippery slope. I think that is putting garbage people in their place, which is in the fucking trash. Like, you don't belong here. But again, like I say, like, you can't stop people from voicing their opinion on genuine things. I don't like this. And yeah, you're going to say that the devs suck and the publisher sucks and it's toxic in nature, but you can't stop that. And I don't agree with stopping that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I honestly have to think.
That's what I mean. As long as it sticks to things that should be in the terms of service, you know, when if people are saying things on a game that affect other people directly, that's not okay. And if they're violating the terms of service, they should be booted. But I think what this person is saying is that these people or someone who does that in scenario A should have no access to the industry in general. And I don't know how you get from place to place there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as much as they are, as far as I'm concerned, a bit of a cancer to the industry, because I do think that people tend to discount the work that goes into games and stuff, and they're super fast to be shitty about it. Right. But, you know, like, I'm just looking at the article that we're referencing, for example, right, where, you know, the first image that Tyler used here was the Battlefield 5, right, where people are griefing about women, you know, not being in the game. And then, you know, because what they do is they inevitably take that down a tirade of, you know, basically being misogynistic pieces of shit. Well, I have no problem saying, you know what, we don't want you. Right. Like, but I mean, I agree with you. As much as they suck, the general griefers who are vocal and shitty, but they're not necessarily, nobody's a particular target of their harassment. They're just bitching because they can. I don't believe it's right to shut them out, even if they're shitty.
Yeah. Why don't we? That was a real conversation killer, but it was a good conversation. Good topic. Good talk, guys.
You brought it up, man. You brought it up. You're the host. You can't blame us for that shit.
Hey, it seemed a little more important than not having Kaepernick's name in Madden. I don't care about that.
Yeah, that was like if we had a segment called News or Noise, that would fall under noise. It's just such a non-story, right? Like, I mean, it was an honest mistake. Like, I truly believe EA. That was just an honest mistake. They're like, oh, fuck,
no way. No. Oh, now, how high are you right now? No way.
They felt they didn't have the right, just like the tattoos. That's why the tattoos aren't used in the game. They don't have the rights to use them.
No. They bleeped his name because of controversy. They're only. I honestly think
in a song.
But that's it. Like, they had to go. They had to go into a song and pull it, though. That's the thing that's crazy. I mean, I don't care either way because I'm not going to play Madden. But I honestly think this is one of those situations where they didn't know if people would notice, and then they got caught, and they're like, oh, okay.
I don't know.
And then they backtracked.
I think it's probably a legal thing, you know? If Kaepernick
like,
is still in the PA,
right?
If he's still in the PA, they can't put him in the game if he's not signed to a contract with an NFL team. So I think maybe they were just pushing that a little farther than it needed to go with the song.
That's why the NHL franchise right now is in like all sorts of negotiations with the Legends because, you know, and they were so at the event, they're like, okay, you're going to see Legends in this game, but you can't reveal that there are any Legends other than Gretzky. You can't reveal any of this because we're still in negotiations with some of these people and we don't know how it's going to go. And so some of these guys might be out of the final. Like they were like super uptight about the Legends. Like it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of reading through the article here, and I mean, yeah, the party line is that because of rights that they pulled it out because they didn't have the rights to the name, and they thought that it affected the soundtrack when it doesn't. I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that. I mean, maybe possibly. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. It just seemed like such a... I guess if he wasn't in the news as often as he was, and, you know, if he wasn't in a situation where he wasn't signed because of the stance that he's taken, people probably wouldn't care. People probably wouldn't give a shit at all.
Well, yeah, like there's no doubt that, like, I mean, this could be a topic for another pod, but yeah, Cap should be in the NFL. Maybe not a starter somewhere, but definitely a backup. But
well, he shouldn't be outside of the NFL because he's voicing his right to peaceful protest.
Absolutely.
So.
Hey, he could always pull a Manziel and come to the CFL.
Oh,
what?
That didn't go too well.
And play for the Lions, right?
Wow.
Well, he can play for whoever he wants, but yeah, whatever.
Well, you wouldn't want him for your stamps?
No, not really.
Liar.
Anyways, let's talk about the releases of the week, of which there are quite a few.
It looks like a busy week.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be quiet. Like, what is this?
Oh,
remember when summer was quiet? This is crazy.
We're ramping up. Fall is coming, boys.
Oh boy. No, I'm looking forward to it, but oh boy.
Well, I pulled one from last week because it's a game that specifically interests me, and that is Chasm, which came out on the 31st. It's kind of a 2D, like, pixely combat thing, platforming. Sounds suspiciously like Dead Cells, but...
it was just released on the Vita.
Yeah.
We're still making games for the Vita. The Vita will never die.
I can find my Vita.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Where the fuck is my Vita? I don't even know where that thing is.
I can actually see mine right now. I'm looking at it right now, and since the day I bought a Switch, that thing has not been used.
Hell no.
Oh, I probably haven't used mine in
it's
2 years.
Hey, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's probably one of the most unsupported platforms of all time. I mean, people say that it's supported, but I mean, it's by a bunch of games that most people don't want to play. I mean, there's no major support that went behind
not anymore.
Nah, well, it's dead now. It
barely got off the ground. I mean, yeah, everybody had it. I mean, it's a capable machine. But I mean, I found myself downloading game after game after game, especially like through PS Plus and everything else, and I never wanted to actually touch it. I never wanted to play it. Whereas my Switch, I'm like, give me the damn thing. I want to play it all the time.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of Switch, we've got Dead Cells, which is coming out on the 7th. Also on X1, PS4, and PC. Get it everywhere.
Wait, we're supposed to be talking like it's already out. Phone.
My phone's ringing.
Phone's ringing.
Oh, shit. My wife's not here, and it's my grandmother. Here, hold up.
Oh, no.
No, okay. I'm going to just 1 second. Just give me a second. I am. Hello? Hi, Nana.
Grandma.
I'm good, but you know what? You got me right in the middle of recording my podcast.
What is a podcast?
Maybe Karen did, but okay, she just went for a bike ride, and I'll get her to call you as soon as she's back. Okay, bye, Nana. She was off that call real quick. She's like, "Am I on the air?"
Hey, call her back. We'll put her on.
Well, she's got some opinions on things.
Oh,
so
imagine
she'd
that.
actually probably... I'm going to hang this phone back up. She would probably be a very entertaining guest. No shit.
Wow. To your question, Trev, about when this podcast is canonically occurring, it is occurring the week of August 6th this week.
Okay, but should we be talking like it's coming out tomorrow or like it's already been out? Like, how should we be acting?
The cast is going to come out on Wednesday, so it came out yesterday.
Okay. So it's already out, everyone.
It's out. Go get it. The other thing that's already out and you should go get, because I know for a fact it is fantastic, is Overcooked 2.
Is it really good?
Yeah, Garrett and I played it at the Nintendo booth, and we had a gas. It's so good. It's a lot like the first one, but they have added in 1, wackier levels, 2, the opportunity to play as a crocodile, and 3, the ability to throw things.
You had me at crocodile.
Yeah, the crocodile was pretty cool. But yeah, now you can toss things. So if you're in one of those levels that breaks apart, you can now throw your cooked hamburger across the gap, theoretically. It's really good. So if you haven't played the first one, just skip it and go straight to 2. It's going to be really fun. It's awesome with 4 people. And now it has online multiplayer. So you can do 4-player over the web, anytime, anywhere, all day, all night.
I'm in.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. You know, I know Anthony had been pestering me for that one for the past few weeks, so I know he was super excited to be covering that one.
Picking up the review.
Yeah, he's excited. So, yeah, interesting.
Monster Hunter World is coming to PC tomorrow on the 9th. Hey, people love this game. They love it. I'm too much of a round eye and not enough of a weeb to like any of that sort of stuff.
I'm just calling it like it is. Like, it's funny, like at work there's a good group of my coworkers who are all about anything like Sega, Atlas, like Persona, anime, and they were constantly going on about it on chat, and I'm like, you guys need a weeb channel, and you need a weeb channel now. And they did it, and I'm like so thankful because I don't need to listen to it anymore. These types of games, I know they're great, they're just not for me.
It's super dense. There's so many systems. When I was playing the PS4 version earlier this year, it had to be 15 or 20 hours into the game, and it was still giving me tutorials on new systems, new things to learn and know, and it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
But would you not say, though, like, again, and I mean, this is me just recognizing that it's a game that's not for me, but it's very Japanese. It's a very Japanese game.
It's a super Japanese game.
Yeah, so definitely does not fall in my wheelhouse.
Speaking of Japanese games, also on the 9th, aka tomorrow on the Switch, is Okami HD.
Yeah, another game that everybody loves that I'm not...
Our review will be live by the time this podcast airs on COGconnected.com.
Oh, here we go.
And that's at COGconnected on Twitter, COGconnected on Instagram, COGconnected on YouTube. I am your company man.
You know, I feel now that I'm on the outside looking in, like if you get your chance to promote, I need to just promote me and be like, find me at Call Me Shawn P on the Twitters, and I need to develop. I need to develop my own lines, though. I mean,
you know what? We should do that at the end of every episode. Where can they find us on Twitter?
Well, they can find Paul at YVR. I'm not sure if it's _ Paul or just YVR Paul, but he's never actually there.
There's an underscore.
But you're never actually there anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's non sequitur.
I'm there lurking around, and I give you shit twice or 3 times a week.
No, you're not. The only time I see you on Twitter is when your Instagram automatically posts there. You're like, maybe. Well, you take great pictures. I mean, thanks. For what it's worth.
Yeah, they are nice pictures. They really are.
Oh, moving right along, we got Madden NFL 19 on Friday the 10th.
Already available. Available on the 7th if you bought the TO edition, the Terrell Owens limited edition. You can play it early, apparently.
If you bought the edition that you shouldn't buy, you can play it yesterday.
You're right, the $100 edition.
That's right.
What?
Yeah, it gets you like it gets you extra mutt packs, which you know what? I'll save that rant for another day. I'll save it because I think it's sneaky micros that are basically pay to win, but nobody seems to bitch about it. But that's okay. We'll carry on.
So,
it's gambling.
So micros worth being upset about. I'm just saying. Micros that you should probably actually be angry about.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no.
Yeah. We'll save that for another day.
Yeah, another day.
Also on the 10th, we've got We Happy Few finally coming out and looks really good.
I'm excited. I mean, I know that Ryan was handing out...
we should have our review code. Yeah, exactly. We should get our review code real soon.
He was handing out codes on PC. They don't have any codes in hand for anything else just yet. And I mean, I have the Xbox preview code. I'm pretty sure, because I've been playing it for quite a while, but I'm about 90% sure that mine won't even update until release day. But I want to get my hands on that campaign in a bad way. I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah, we're in line for a PS4 code, so hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. But not holding my hopes up too high.
I'd review it for you, but conflict of interest and all that.
That is a serious conflict of interest.
You think?
Yes, as We Happy
10
Few
out of
is
10,
a directly
great game.
evolved repped game. You heard it here first.
Best game I've ever played, 10 out of 10.
And the last thing that's coming out on the 10th is Death's Gambit.
What the fuck is that?
I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like a 2D platforming kind of game with swords and stuff.
You had me at swords.
It has swords. Ooh, giant horse with armor on its face.
Horse armor?
This looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool.
Does it cost $5?
The horse armor?
Yeah.
No word on that cost.
No word on the cost of the horse armor.
It looks very Metroidy.
Okay, I'm kind of cool with that.
This looks pretty good. Death's Gambit. That's coming on PS4 and PC.
Excellent.
And that's it for things that I wrote down. I'm sure there are like 100 other things coming out, but we're not going to talk about them.
I think we've talked about enough.
We have.
Kind of.
We've talked so much that it's time for the perfect list.
It's time.
I have such a love-hate relationship with the perfect list.
Well, I have good news because I'm serving up a softball this week. It's going to be easy.
All right, hit me.
10 games to look forward to from now till New Year's.
That should be easy enough.
That's going to be really, really fucking easy.
That was the sound of hitting one out of the park.
Yeah. Upper
easy.
Deck, Grand Salami.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Green Monster ain't got nothing on me.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, it's like who wants to do 4 picks instead of 3? Yeah, that's really the
of amazing games. We got a lot of good stuff on the way this year. I'll start.
Okay.
Spider-Man. Give me fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It in.
We all would have picked that one.
Yes.
It was
the first on my list.
The funny thing, I'll admit that I'm not too in with, or like just, I'm not overly interested with the main villain that they've shown so far, because I know the stable of villains that they have, that they could use for Spider-Man. So I want to see more than just the one character we've seen. But I mean, everything I've seen, gameplay and just the fluidity and like how the fighting mechanics in that game look so sick. And anybody there were people who've gotten their hands on it already, and they were doing preview articles. I avoided reading most of them.
You're talking to 2 of them right now.
There you go.
Right now.
Did you both play previews?
We both played it at E3.
Okay, no, but like they actually released like a like some people have gotten 5 hours in on the game and everything, and they did some preview articles.
Not us.
And basically everybody is saying it's gonna fucking rule. And so I am like highly excited for that game.
Apparently, there's quite a presence of playing as Mary Jane. And Mary Jane is far cooler than you'd ever imagine.
I'm cool with that.
I read that several
works
places.
For me. I'm completely okay with that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, sounds awesome. I can't wait for that one.
I just want to see more. Like, I want Mysterio. I want fucking Rhino. I want the Shocker, even though he's lame. There's just so many good Spider-Man villains that I want to see. So I'm excited to just see how it all plays out. I really want to play that game.
Yep, me too. Trev, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to take another easy one. I'm going to go Red Dead 2. Ba-bum. Yeah, what can I say? It's going to be the biggest game this year. It's going to sell boatloads of copies. It'll be amazing. It'll be huge. It'll have probably a massive online component. And I can't wait to play. It's probably, besides Spider-Man, it's right up there. It's top 3 for me for the rest of the year. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Rockstar's saying that, like, they had some pretty lofty statements just this past week, didn't they? Where they were like, it's going to be revolutionary. Like, they flat out came out and basically sucked their own dicks. This game is going to be revolutionary. Like, it was a bold statement. And if anybody can pull it off, it's going to be Rockstar. So, I mean, I'm not doubting it. But I really like their candid bravado.
Well, how many times have they literally changed the open world landscape? GTA 3,
and that's just
GTA 4, GTA 5, they're all benchmark games.
Exactly. So if anybody can say it. Exactly. Yeah. If anybody can be that bold and that confident, it's them.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Paul, I feel like I could safely predict your next pick, like your pick here. I feel like I know what it is. If I was a gambling man, I'd be all in because I'm confident I know what you're going to pick.
Oh, let's see it.
Well, how can I go anywhere else than where you're expecting? With Hitman 2.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. It's going to be way more Hitman, and that game is friggin' fantastic. And
I could have sworn you were going to go with Destiny 2 Forsaken. I can't
Hell
believe you
no.
went Hitman 2.
Okay, that was a joke. I get it.
Yeah, that was definitely a joke.
I get what you're doing there. Yeah, like what we played at E3, it is definitely more of the same, but I blew up a race car with a remote control bomb. It was cool. It's going to be great. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Does that bring it back around to me?
It does.
Sure does.
Well, I'm going to go with one that I'm personally anticipating, and that is Darksiders 3.
Ooh, good one.
I don't know enough about it to be like, yeah, it's going to be the best game ever, but I know that I sure like Darksiders and Darksiders 2. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. I kind of want to get my fingers on it.
When's that coming out?
Yeah, it's like late, isn't it?
It is late year. Give me a sec here. I'm going to scroll. November 27th. November 27th is the date they've got. Whether that lasts, who knows. Dates change, but November 27th. Because I looked it up. I wanted to make sure it fell within our window. Because what'd you say? You said New Year's, end of the year.
Yeah. That is one series that I've never really gotten on board with or played too much.
But you have played them?
Yeah, a little bit. Little dabble.
I found that like Darksiders I liked. Darksiders 2 I felt really improved. Like it felt much improved over the first one, and I was a lot more invested in that one. But I just kind of like the mythos behind it. I like the world that it's in, so that's kind of why I'm excited for Darksiders 3. And they're just fun action games, honestly. Right? So we'll see if if it actually holds up, because I know I'm not the only one who's hyped about it. There's a lot of people who are excited for Darksiders 3. So
sweet. Trevor.
Let's see here. I'll go Forza Horizon 4, just because I really liked what I played at E3 with the changing seasons and how it was silky smooth, which, I mean, totally to be expected that it's going to be a fantastic racer, but I'm still pretty pumped about it, and I would like to play it, so it's on the list.
I would have picked that one if you hadn't.
This is going to be a tight 10. Because that's a really good pick. But I don't know if it would have landed on my personal 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fact that there's 10 other games, though, like a game like Forza Horizon 4, and there's 10 other games between now and the end of the year that you're like, actually, I'd rather play that. Like, we've got it pretty fucking good right now.
Yeah, we're going to be spoiled this fall. For my next pick, I'm going to go a little bit off the board because it's a personal favorite, and they're coming out with a second one, and that's Life is Strange 2.
You stole my pick, I knew. You cocksucker!
Insert that soundbite.
That was my next pick, because I am so on board with you.
Yeah.
Did you guys play the, what was it, like a prequel? What was it called?
Captain Spirit?
No.
Captain Spirit?
No, the other one.
Before the Storm?
Oh, Before the Storm.
Yeah. Did you guys play that? I never played that one.
Yes. But in terms of that was kind of a standalone. I think Captain Spirit is more in the strain of what Life is Strange 2 was leading us into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Captain Spirit for the hour and a half or 2 hours it's going to take you to go through, and the fact that it's free. If you're not playing it, you're an idiot. It's so fucking good.
Oh
I think we've all played it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think all three of us have. It's just so good.
It's super charming. Super charming.
Yeah,
really good.
And not only that, it hits the buttons in the way that it's supposed to. I mean, every move I made, I was terrified of. You know, like there was that one spot where it was like when the Nerf gun. You know, the dad's passed out in the seat or whatever. He's watching the basketball game, and it's like, you know, you have the option to pick up the Nerf gun and shoot at your dad, and I'm like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I do this. Like, just, you know, that suspense that built in that game. I ended up doing it anyways, and I was so glad. Like, I was actually relieved when the dad played along. I'm like, oh my god, thank God they didn't put in, you know, the scene that I was expecting. So the tension is ramped up there. Man, like, I'm so all in on Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, in Captain Spirit, they did a great job of generating rapport with the characters immediately. Within the first minute and a half, like after the trailer, I was kind of like, I think maybe I will hate this kid. But within the first 30 seconds of playing the game, I was like, yeah, this is my boy here. Captain Spirit's my man.
Not only that, though, they do such a good job of highlighting what I would call the human condition. You know, like, yeah, you're stepping very tentatively around the father, but you also understand the world that he lives in. You understand the grief that he's dealing with and everything else. So you're not begrudging him. You're not like he's a horrible person or anything. You're like, he's in a tough situation. You know, you feel for both characters. You know what I mean? It's I mean, Don't Nod does such a good job of making you care about not just, you know, one character over another, but the entire world that they set out to create. So, I mean, if they're improving on everything that Life is Strange did right, we're in for a treat.
No doubt. What's your next pick, Shawnee?
AC Odyssey.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what?
That's right. You were a homer for the last one.
I'll be honest. I was really unimpressed. Like, I kind of was like, they're doing it too soon. I feel like I'm not done with Bayek yet. And maybe they are. I mean, maybe they are doing it too soon. But doing more of what was already good, and then, you know, adding, you know, to my understanding, they're adding some even more RPG style elements, which is really, really cool. And also, one of the most important things that we need to realize here, I cannot remember which game it was, but somebody pointed out on Twitter, I think it was Jeffrey Grubb from VentureBeat. He pointed out on Twitter at the beginning of one of the recent Assassin's Creed games, 3 symbols popped up. 3 symbols in a row, and no one had paid any attention to this. The first symbol was the symbol of Ra, which was Egypt. The second symbol was an omega, which obviously ties into Greece. The third symbol, I don't know what it means, but it was Japanese. So the rumor mill and everything, if they're following, they seem to be very particular with what they do with the Assassin's Creed franchise. So if they're putting images up there, there's meaning behind it. So basically what they're saying is there's a very, very, very good chance that after Odyssey, we get Assassin's Creed in hopefully like feudal Japan, which I will lose my shit. Like
that sounds cool, but they're setting themselves up to go head to head with Ghost of Tsushima, which I think is a really bad idea because I think that game will be better.
Paul, I want you to be my friend here, but you're so insistent on crushing my dreams.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. That's why I'm here.
No, I'm with you. I mean, maybe depending on how timing works out, whether they take that 2-year gap, which maybe they should, because I agree with you. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have 2 games that are in a very, very similar vein going up against each other, because Ghost of Tsushima looks ridiculous. Oh my god,
what is the release date of that one?
There is no official date.
They haven't said, but I'd see it end of next year, maybe.
Yeah.
If not even creeping into 2020.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sony's really good at announcing games that come out 4 years later.
True.
Like God of War did really well in that sort of April time slot, so they might be looking to put that April 2020. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, February, they've got Days Gone. I mean, I don't know when we're going to see The Last of Us 2. There's no date on that one either, but...
That's, I don't know. That's maybe like holiday 2020.
Exactly. Like, it's a long, long way out, too. So, I would think Tsushima's going to come out well before The Last of Us 2. So, depending on timing, head-to-head... probably a bad idea, but if they space it, say, even 4 months apart, so like, hype gets built on one game and people are like, I kind of like that world or I kind of like that vibe, maybe one game could help that, the next game out in a sense. But I mean, Odyssey is one thing, but if they move Assassin's Creed into feudal Japan, I am all over it, because I just think that's an opportunity to develop some really, really cool characters, but then the environment itself, I mean, oh my god, I get excited. Like, I just want to climb some pagodas and shit.
Trev, what do you got? Do you have any pagodas to climb?
No pagodas to climb. That would be just a disaster if I decided to climb a pagoda. Like, it would just would be an ugly, ugly, shameful sight.
He's like, I have a hard enough time with ladders. Fuck pagodas.
Yeah, my stepdad. I feel like I need to give the Switch some love. Like, there's other games I think personally I'd rather play, but I really feel like we need to give the Switch some love.
I know where you're going here.
I'm going to go with Super Smash because there's about 735 characters in it, and it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. And it's pretty much the biggest Switch game coming out for the rest of the year. So let's give it some love. I'm going to go Smash.
Are you going with Smash because, like, if we didn't put it on the list, you just don't want to deal with the backlash?
No. I just feel that, like, to me, it was down. Well, I don't want to spoil anything because there's a good chance Paul will pick this. But, to me, it was down to that and 2 other games, one in particular. But, I mean, I just felt like the Switch, we should give the Switch some love. And Smash is a game that a lot of people are excited about. I definitely want to give it a go. Can't say I'll play it much more than a couple hours, but
that's me with every fighting game, man. I love fighters, but I suck at them so hard.
Oh, God,
I don't do good or do well at memorizing combos. I can't main a character because I get bored. I just want to switch characters. So I never really develop like that skill with, I main X character and I completely own with them. I just hop from character to character and mostly get my ass kicked and love it the whole time.
Well, that's the beauty of Smash. There's not really combos. It's, forward and B or forward and A. Like, there's, 8 different moves that each character has. It's not that big a deal.
But it's still skilled enough. I mean, you have to have enough of a skill system involved if it's going to be at something like Evo. And you look at a game, Smash 3 is still there. still at Evo, right? So obviously there's more to it. I mean, as a button smasher, it's just not going to work for me.
They're definitely setting this one up to replace Melee. Is that the one that they play at Evo?
I think so.
The GameCube one? Yeah, they're definitely setting this up to replace that. It is more technical than the last one. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit more methodical. You can't be quite as willy-nilly on the mashing.
I feel that with Trevor's choice, that the natural evolution of how things are going to work here is, Paul, you're going to definitely pick my next pick.
I have a feel. I know where this is going.
I know exactly where this is going.
Really? Really? You guys think you know me so well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe you'll surprise me, but...
I mean, there's... there are two things I'm going to pick from here.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you're going to throw me a second softball.
I mean, I think I know what you're going to pick for your last pick. So
I think you might know. I think we're on the same page.
I'm going to pick the other thing.
Sweet. What's the other thing? I want to hear it now.
I'm going to pick Fallout 76.
Ooh.
Are you actually excited for it?
I want to see what it is. I really, really do, because I think it has the potential to be a really excellent, persistent world.
Builder.
But I also think it could be terrible. It could fall so flat on its face. But I really, really want to see what it is, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm glad you brought this up because I saw a tweet earlier today, and I made sure that I saved it just in case, literally just in case we talked about this, because I laughed so hard. Is some dork, some guy on Twitter decided he wanted to bitch about Fallout 76. And he's like, this is his tweet. Wasn't planning on buying this stupid looking game, but what are they thinking? Bethesda, DC Deacon, you guys know people like Steam and sometimes only use Steam. Okay, so basically Bethesda is saying that their game's not going to launch on Steam. And this guy decided he wanted to be vocal about it because he's not going to buy this stupid looking game. So what does Pete Hines do? You weren't going to buy you weren't going to buy it anyway, so why does it matter to you? Like, thank you, Pete. Thank you for basically like, why are you bitching right now? Because it literally doesn't matter to you.
Pete is a beauty.
Oh
he
my
is
God,
a true beauty.
Good. He's so good. He just he doesn't put up with people's bullshit. So like, I mean, but not only that, he doesn't put up with people's bullshit, but he's also like one of the more approachable, and he's vocal on Twitter too. Like, if people compliment, if people call him out, like, and ask him questions, he actually engages with his audience. He's very, very good. But then when you are on the opposite side and you're being a bit of a dipshit and causing trouble just to basically cause trouble and be difficult, he's like, fuck your shit. I'm Pete Hines, bitch.
Well, he slaughtered Walmart Canada like several times after that Rage leak.
Yeah, when they leaked everything. Yeah. I can't remember the tweets, obviously, but I remember them being hilarious.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get this done. What's the last pick?
I'm pretty sure you know where we're going with this.
Sure do.
I do.
It's gonna have to be Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
There it is.
Oh, I want that game so bad.
Camilla.
Oh, sweet Camilla.
Sweet Camilla.
Hey, I played this one at E3 as well, and it's great. It's great.
And how can it not be? I mean, from the first to the second, in the reboot, it was I don't want to say immensely better because the first one was still so fucking good. But I mean, when you want to talk about reboots done right, they just turned the character into something more approachable, more real, more vulnerable in a sense. I mean, yeah, she turned into this like absolute badass assassin, but the whole suspension of disbelief, I guess, in a sense, because she was super vulnerable in the first one, right? Versus, where she is at the end of the second. But still, like, the character is just more approachable. The story is great. It's so well acted. It's so well done. And then literally all the mechanics. It's the epitome of a game that once you start it, you have a hard time putting it back down.
Mm-hmm.
You're constantly pushing to keep going in a game in that one. So, I mean, God, oh man. Yeah, I'm really... That would probably be my number one pick. That would actually beat out Spider-Man for me by a pretty long shot.
Really? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough couple of weeks in September.
Well, at least we'll actually have something.
Now. Oh my
at least
God.
we'll actually have something to talk about when it's like, what games did you play this week?
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, not that I'm praying for rain, but if I'm actually going to get most of these games done, I need it to rain.
It'll rain. Don't worry, it'll rain.
It's coming.
We live in BC. It'll rain. We haven't had rain in like a month, and I'm outside constantly. We're up at Campbell River and, gone hiking and going kayaking, all this sort of stuff. I don't have time for video games, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm starting to miss video games.
Well, maybe you need to channel your inner Toto and bless the rains.
Bless the rains down in Africa?
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet Jesus, it's going to be 32 tomorrow, 34 Wednesday, 34 Thursday. Well, out here in the valley. I don't know about your neck of the woods.
God,
it's going to be hot. Hot.
Everywhere you go, it's going to be hot.
Gonna be hot.
That video is fantastic, by the way.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, good.
It's looking like 29 tomorrow where I'm at, so not too bad.
It's still toasty.
Got that ocean breeze though. Sweet ocean breeze. You know what I did today?
What did you do today?
Before we sign off, speaking about sweet ocean breezes and all that jazz. I finally put my deposit down with the contractor to build my sweet-ass deck where we're going to get our sweet-ass hot tub, and it should be just about ready for when the colder-ish weather comes, so we'll be able to sit by the fire table and enjoy the heat, and then sit in the hot tub and enjoy the heat. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to visiting, because I'm planning on inviting you guys at some point.
Shit-ya.
Hell yeah.
Hells to the yeah.
Hells to the yeah. I wasn't too pleased when I saw the quote, but apparently things cost money these days.
Hey man, if you want to have a real party on your deck, you gotta shell out some cash.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I found that out actually. I tried. It was one of those situations where the contractor that we've hired is a very, very nice guy. His wife is fantastic. So I like them quite a bit. But it was like the slide the paper across the table. So here's the quote, and they're sliding it across the table. And you try not to open your eyes too wide when you see it. You don't want to give them the reaction of, holy shit. I think I hit it well. I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Press X the podcast for episode number 27 here in the middle of summer with the blazing heat. But there are some games, so if you can find some AC, you can get inside and cool off with some ice cold video games. You guys have anything you want to say before we go?
I believe James would tell you to fire up the lighter and pump the video games right into my veins.
Look up the latest releases on a metal spoon and punch them right in my veins.
So thanks everybody for listening. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can get us at pressxpodcast@gmail.com or on our Facebook group. We'd be happy to talk with you. So until next time, we will see you later.
Peace out.
Ooh, Jesus, that was a strong peace out. I'm gonna go with the standard. Bye bye.
Bye bye.